Hello everyone. Let's discuss today about how to stay motivated over time. So this chapter is for you to maintain the drive so that you can keep your habits alive. Because what happens whenever you start any kind of transformation is the lack of motivation after some days. Maybe after 2, 3 days, maybe after 1 week, continuously doing the plan you have made for your habit transformation routines, your new cues, new routines, new way of life, practice, and all. Everything kind of fresh for you. And sometimes what happens? Get habituated with the old habit of procrastination, laziness, tardiness, because that's easy to do, right? Forgetting about the thing you have to do, but you don't want to do, kind of like this thing. And slowly, gradually, the lack of motivation creeps in, and you lack enthusiasm to continue. So, to continue, to be persistent, to maintain the consistency of whatever you have started, to go farther, you have to stay motivated over time. Then, the recap of the previous chapter, we can consider that reflecting is one of the most important part of your habit transformation. Reflecting in time by time how much you have made progress and how much is left to do, what challenges you are facing, what kind of things you are good at. So recognizing all those things would be the first step in your transformation. So try to face yourselves, face your habit tracking journals and tools, and try to find out how did you address your biggest challenges. And one thing we also discussed in our previous videos that sharing wins and challenges, whatever targets or goals you are trying to make, try to discuss with it sometimes with someone so that you can make yourself accountable for your deeds. So for today, let's discuss about the motivation of myth. Why motivation alone is not enough for habit success. So you have to have something more than motivation. What is that? Action. Taking action, like playing it in the field instead of just in your mind or just in your exercise or notebooks or in your journals. You have to take action in your own life and make it consistent so that the motivation keeps you alive. So the role of discipline and system in long term habits is very important. So you have to have some kind of discipline, set rule for yourself. You have to answerable to yourself. Ask yourself, whatever plans you have made for yourself, have you done it? If you have not, keep on checking your tracking journal so that your habits, routines, cues, and triggers are on check, and that have to be done by yourself. You don't need to give a lot of thought or a lot of time to it. Just sit for 15 minutes per day and just go through your notes. So, what can be the sources of motivation? Intrinsic and extrinsic. Understanding intrinsic motivation is basically aligning habits with your values. Like whatever you consider is good for you and bad for you, align your habits with that. If you think that you want to do some workout and that is good for you, do the workout instead of just sleeping on your bed in the morning, or instead of just lazing around watching movie. with a packet of chips or popcorn in the evening or at night. Try to include some light hand exercise or freehand exercise in your day to day life. It is important. If you consider that you can do some good result in your particular subject, let's say biology, but because there is a lot of information, let's say you have NEET exam to attend, so you have a lot of studies. So go through your target by weekend and see that have you missed anything. If you have, how can you compensate those things? And you have to do that before you are going to start the new phase, otherwise it will be left. And what are the extrinsic functions? These kinds of extrinsic sources of motivation can be the reward, and you have to reward yourself strategically, and we have thoroughly discussed about this, like celebrations, incentives, gifts, vacations, chocolates, a drink of a cold drink, maybe a little time of watching movies, animes, anything can, or just a little break, or reading a storybook, anything it can be. Maybe giving your hobbies some time can also be an extrinsic reward for yourself. So, what are the role of small wins in your sustaining your motivation? So, how incremental progress fuels long term consistency, you have to remember that. Like, if you keep on increasing little by little the time you invest in your particular habit, let's say drawing, if it is what you want to focus on, or let's say your particular target exam, let's say it's NEET, let's say it's a final exam of your year. So let's say you have started giving 15 minutes in the initial phase of your habit transformation for your particular routine you want to take for yourself. But day by day, try to increase little bit of time instead, like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes more. In the end of the week, you'll find yourself doing more than 15 to 30 minutes if you get connected with the particular subject you are focusing on. And slowly, this incremental progress will be very helpful for your long term consistency. The power of micro habits and mini milestones is simply astonishing. So, what happens is that if you set small milestones, like let's say, like the Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes of study, 5 minutes of rest. In this 25 minutes, let's say you want to solve 20 problems. Fine. If the 20 problems have been reached, celebrate something, like give yourself a rest for 5 minutes. That's a celebrated thing. Watch something you like for 5 minutes. Then go back to your study again and do another 25-minute session with yourself. Then give yourself another 5 minutes break. So in this way, 1 to 2 hours a day focus is enough for transforming your day. And but keep on adding these mini micro milestones and keep on celebrations, and these many habits, many milestones will help you win a lot. In the next video we'll consider discussing motivation through visualization and goal setting.